good to go? We're rolling. Okay. All right, we are live here at the 2014 USTFCCCA convention. We have a special live edition of QA2 Max. I'm joined this morning by Northern Arizona coach Eric Heins. Coach Heins, thanks for joining me this morning.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. It's great.
So we've been kind of leading off everyone with what has been on the docket for you so far at convention and what's still to come for you at convention.
Yeah, well, I believe it was last year, a year and a half ago, where I took over on the executive committee board for track and field for the Big Skies representative. So been in a lot of early morning meetings for that throughout most of the day, and that still continues throughout the week. So haven't really been able to make too many symposiums, but if I'm able to get a chance to get out there, I definitely will. Having the assistant coaches get it to many of those as they can.
So delving into your career now, you have a reputation as a really successful developer of talent. You're not necessarily going to get 5, 4, 10 guys a year, but what I'm interested in is recruiting, is I think one of the biggest disconnects in our sport between the coaches and the athletes and the fans is that fans of distance running tend to view recruiting and development as a dichotomy, or like that's different parts of a coach's job, and I'm not so sure that's true. It seems to me that like being good at recruiting is being good at coaching. And I guess how much do you self-flag and sell your school as a recruiter?
Yeah, when I first started there, actually as a graduate assistant in 2000, 2001, that's all we could sell was Flagstaff and the trails, and the university wasn't doing too much. It was kind of stagnant. But over the last 5 or 6 years, 7 or 8 actually probably, the university has grown. We now have a great facility outdoor track facility. We have locker rooms. We have meeting spaces. We have just phenomenal areas. We're building a brand new swimming pool with tennis center. So, just the growth of campus has been extraordinary. And so that has been very nice for us to be able to sell that as well as Flagstaff.
One of the challenges of our sport is that with the kind of the very limited amount of scholarships and, there's 18 events, most programs either have to choose to be either really good at one set of events or kind of mediocre at a lot of events. NAU, it seems that you guys have gone the route of we're going to be excellent in mid-distance and distance. Can you tell us a little about that decision-making process?
Yeah, that was where you could see most of our success coming from. But our goals are always to be a top 10 cross-country program, but also to contend for our conference championships in the Big Sky for track and field. And actually, 2 years ago when we went to the national championships, we had 10 student athletes represented, and we had a male and female high jumper, we had a male triple jumper, we had a discus thrower and a javelin thrower. We actually were all over the board. But our emphasis definitely is with the distance program to have a cross-country team that can get to the national meet. And because of that, that's where we can be nationally recognized.
Sure. Something I've been asking every coach who came through here is, as you said, it is almost like every year we kind of say we're going to change and then we don't change. But it does feel like this year is a tipping point with changes coming on the horizon. What do you think needs to happen in our sport for us to continue to thrive and be healthy as a sport?
Yeah, as I'm sitting in these meetings, again, I've been coming here for 4 or 5 years, and it always seems like it's doom and gloom. But when I look around at meets, and I go to these track meets, I love it. But again, I'm a track junkie, so I think the thing that needs to happen is get more people involved with the sport. How do we do that? Make it much more appealing for the general fan. I don't think they'll ever quite understand what a good mark is in the long jump or the high jump if they're not there. I can say, hey, somebody jumped over 7 foot, they understand that, or they can run under 4 minutes, they understand that. But those really highlighting those student athletes, and that's what we've been able to do at NAU. We don't have a lot of scored meets, but we've had a lot of great student athletes come through, and highlighting them at our meets has really created a lot of enthusiasm.
Sure, I think that's an interesting answer in that if you can get the butts in the seats, people like track when they see it. They like it when they see it.
Yep, that's for sure.
All right, Coach Heins, well, thank you for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for your time. Yeah, appreciate it.